Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video, and in today's video I'll be playing Fiora in the Baron lane. Let me tell you that this champion is still very strong in the Baron lane, but you really have to play her the right way now, because it's not a free win anymore. Like back in the days when she had a lot of HP, it was like you would win every lane, but now you really have to play her a bit better to actually win your lane. So in the beginning part of the video I'm going to show you how to build Fiora. There's timestamps in the description to skip to the gameplay immediately. But before, I just quickly want to show you guys one thing, just quickly. I basically made a tweet because I want to do casting in Wild Rift 2. I've already done analyst, but I also want to do casting. And you know, if you want to support me, it would really mean the world to me if you could give this tweet a like, retweet, and maybe reply to it saying you like my casting if you actually like it. I'll put a link to it in the top comment and the description. You know, if you really want to help me, you can do that, but of course, you know, if you don't want to, it's not a problem. So let's now talk about how to build Fiora. So there is one big change that I made, which is the second item. So the first item is still Trinity Force. This is like the core item on Fiora. You start with the Sheen. You always start with the Sheen. I want to say this as often as I have to, because when you get the Sheen, it's already like a power spike, because with the Sheen, your first ability is going to be dealing quite a lot of damage. Like you're going to get that Sheen proc every time you use the first ability. And you get the 10 abilities. This is just the perfect item for Fiora. So Trinity Force, this is the first major power spike to Fiora. Like you can't always get this before the first dragon, because you need so much gold for it. You basically need at least 1 kill before the dragon and farm perfectly. Or you need 2 kills and farm well. If you get that, you can get it, but you know, don't take it for granted. You're likely not gonna get this item before the first dragon. Thus, like, I'm gonna talk more about what you should do in gameplay, because, you know, it kind of changes your playstyle, because sometimes you have to split push, sometimes it's worth it to actually stay, sometimes you do the Rift Herald. I'll tell you more about it during the gameplay part of the video. So after this item, make sure you buy boots, tier 1 boots at least, and here it depends. I really like Ionian Boots of Lucidity just because they're broken. Like these boots are actually broken. They really need a nerf, because the cooldown reduction really allows you to spam your abilities. If the enemy is full attack damage, you go for plated steel caps. If they have a lot of stuns, you have to think about it. You already have your second ability to dodge any big CC, right? If you feel like you still need what is it called, tenacity, you can buy the Mercury sets, but I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it because if you're a really good Fiora, you know, which you will be after playing like 50 games or something and watching my videos on how to improve on Fiora, Mercury sets, you don't need them. Your second ability is more than enough, guys. Glutinous Griefs are also interesting. Get this if you really like, how do I say this? So if the enemy doesn't have a lot of anti-heal, you get this, but they will, right? Like they will. So I don't like the Glutinous Griefs personally, but I do see some Fioras go for it. I personally just stick with the Ionian Boots or the plated steel caps. For the enchantment, you might think it's weird, but I actually go for Proto Belt. See, the thing is, Proto Belt procs Fiora's passive. You may not know that it does, but for example, when you use your ultimate, where you get the 4 thingies around the enemy, you can actually Proto Belt towards the enemy and get 1 for free. Because when you damage the enemy with the Proto Belt, it's gonna proc your passive. It is. And then after that, you can combo your ultimate really easily. So that's why I go for Proto Belt. If you want to play it a bit more safe, you could also go for the Teleport. Teleport is also really good, and I also go for Teleport in some games when you really want to be a split pusher. Proto Belt is just good in fighting, but Teleport is obviously really good if you want to be the super annoying split pusher. So here it gets interesting. The second item, which is Death Stance. I used to always build Styrix Gauge or Blade of the Rune King. But let me tell you guys, Death Dance, whoo, this is a hell of an item on Fiora, guys. It is so good. See, the thing is, it also kind of creates the illusion of you being super tanky, because like you take 70% of the damage, and then 30% you'll take it over the next 3 seconds. So for the enemy, they're gonna do way less damage to you, and they might get a little scared because like you're gonna seem tankier than you actually are, because it looks like you're taking like very little damage. So with this, what it allows you to do is to keep fighting. When you get the Death Stance, and I'll tell you more about this playstyle during the gameplay part, you just keep fighting. Boom, 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 boom. You have to keep going. Even if you're getting low, keep fighting, because you're gonna heal up. It gives you 10% physical vamp, So all the physical damage that you deal, you're gonna heal 10% of it, and what is the word? I don't know the word. Like 30% of the damage, it takes longer for you to take it. It delays the damage. That's the word. I got it. So it delays the damage. So for your third item, it depends. Do you need armor? You get a Guardian Angel. Do you not need armor? You get Death's Dance. That's the Starrick's Gauge. So if you need armor, it's always gonna be worth it to get a Guardian Angel, because this is literally gonna make you like unkillable as a Fiora if the enemy is really destroying you with attack damage. But if you don't need armor, if you just need more HP and damage, you get the Starrick's Gauge, guys. If the enemy has a lot of ability power, I actually kind of recommend you to buy this item. Where is it? Here, Hex Drinker. If the enemy, like if you're against a Gragas, which I was in the game of today, but I didn't do it because I was stupid. If you're against a Gragas who's going AP, for example, in your lane, you can get a Hex Drinker very early on in the game, because what it's gonna do, of course, it gives you damage, 30 magic resist, and the passive Lifeline. When you're under 35% HP, it gives you a shield which absorbs magic damage, which is obviously completely broken in a magic matchup. So in a game where you, especially Gragas, like especially against Gragas, you should definitely get this item. And I forgot it in the gameplay, and you'll see how I got punished for it. You'll see. So yeah, and for your last item, it's situational, right? It completely depends on what you need. Ooh, by the way, guys, if you're against a lot of healing, you can decide with two items. First of all, you can get Bramblefest. So if you need armor, you get the Bramblefest. But if you just wanna deal big damage, you get the Executioner's Calling instead, because this one is going to give you 20 attack damage on top of it, right? So that's how you kind of have to decide. Let's see. Let's now look at the runes. So Grasp of the Undying is definitely the best rune on Fiora. I see some people go for Conqueror. I mean, it's not bad. It's definitely not bad to go for Conqueror, but Grasp is just the perfect rune for Fiora in the lane, because you're going to be poking the enemy with your first ability. So Grasp is absolutely amazing. For your second rune, you can go for Champion. I just find it a bit risky. Like, if I would play a lot of Fiora, I would always run Champion. But the thing is, I make so many videos on so many champions, so I don't personally go for Champion on Fiora, because, you know, you really have to know your limits on Fiora, especially after the nerf. But if you do know the limits, you go for Champion. Otherwise, you know, just stick to Brutal, guys. Brutal is just safe, but it's weaker than Champion. It's definitely going to be weaker than Champion. Keep that in mind. For my third rune, Adaptive Carapace. And the reason for that is the early game bonus health, because it gives you 50 health, which matters a lot in the early game. And when you're below 50% HP, you get either armor or magic resist. This is basically the best early game rune in the game. And that's why I go for it on Fiora, because you can really bully the enemy in the early game. Even after the HP nerf, you can still win with Champion and Adaptive Carapace. In my case, Brutal, because, you know, I'm not a Fiora one trick. So for my fourth item, Sweet Tooth, because Sweet Tooth is broken. That's right, guys. And for your spells, Flash and Ignite. You want to be very aggressive with Fiora, and Ignite is going to allow you to kill enemies easily, right? So that was it about the build. Let's get into the gameplay. Alright, on to the gameplay. So I picked you guys a game where I was actually struggling in the early game. And as I said, you know, I don't really like to pick games where I absolutely dominate the game. Sometimes I do it because it's fun to watch, but, you know, I get that you guys want to see games that could potentially be a win or a loss, right? So here we have a game like that. And by the way, you know, like always, doing a skin giveaway. I'm giving away 10 skins on my YouTube channel and 5 skins on my Instagram. All you gotta do is put down comments under Instagram posts and YouTube videos and you enter, right? Alright, so Fiora. I haven't made a Fiora video in so long, and some stuff has changed, honestly. Some stuff has definitely changed. As I said, the HP nerf really hurt her. It's, you know, do you guys remember the HP nerf to Darius? Basically the same happened to Fiora. They took away, like, I think it was 40 or 50 HP. And you will see, especially in this game, how much it hurts Fiora. Because do you guys remember how often you would, like, win the fight on Fiora and just escape with, like, 50 health or something? I think it happened quite often to me, right? Where you could just play super aggressive because you had so much health in the early game. Let's take a look at this. Oh, that was close. So he's not taking his heal here, but I'm so unlucky with the Vital. Now with Fiora, obviously you really want to pay attention to the Vitals. As you can see, he's at 1 HP. No, not 1 HP. He's at like 100 HP, but his Vital was just unlucky. Look at this, his Vital is behind him. Okay, so let's just be objective here. Let's talk about the mistake here. The mistake was, so even though the enemy was super low, the obvious mistake here was his vital was all the way in the back. It was almost impossible for me to hit that vital. And see, when that's the case, I would say like half of the damage of Fiora comes from the vitals, maybe even more than half. So when you're unable to hit the vitals, because they're in a spot that's very hard for you to reach, you have to think about this. You are going to be dealing way less damage. So you really only want to go in if you can hit a vital. And if you cannot hit a vital, the enemy has to be at like what, super low HP, and you have to be at high HP. Only then it's gonna be worth it, right? Because you saw there, even though I kinda had an HP advantage, I went in, used everything, it was not enough. It was not enough because I did not hit a vital. Because see, the thing is, when you hit a vital, you get movement speed, you do bonus through damage, and you heal up. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. This is the whole point of Fiora. If you don't hit vitals, it's useless. Fiora is absolutely useless. Like, Fiora is probably one of the most useless champions ever if you do not utilize her vitals. Probably one of the most useless. Yeah, definitely one of the most useless. Take a look at this. This is how you want to play. See what I'm doing here? Just boom, boom, boom every time hitting the vitals. And in your laning matchup, this is basically how you're just gonna completely outtrade your enemy. Against most matchups, you should be able to just poke them like that and completely outtrade them. Oh, what is happening? My game lagged. Did you see that? Did you see that? Was it? Wait, I'm gonna rewind, because is it only me? Is it only me that's seeing this lag? Look. Now, did you see that? So that's what happened to me in real time in my game, because I have a stupid Samsung phone. My game lagged there. And that's how I died. You know, I hate to make excuses, I hate it, but you guys saw it there too, right? That was not the recording that lagged, that was my actual game that lagged. If I hadn't lagged there, I would have definitely killed the Gragas. See, the thing is with Fiora, her ultimate is very powerful, right? Her ultimate is like one of the strongest 1 versus 1 abilities. And I actually have a really nice tip for you for when using your ultimate. You don't always just want to use your ultimate. And, wait, should I make this test your knowledge? How am I gonna? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. How am I gonna ask it to you? Okay. No, wait. I don't want to make it too hard for you. Let me think about this real quick, because I want you guys to test your knowledge about this, because it's such a nice little thing that you can do. Oh, how am I gonna ask this? Okay, when you're in a 1 versus 1 situation. What is a thing that you really want to pay attention to before using your ultimate? And I don't want you guys to say something like check if the enemy has dashes, or check if the enemy jungler is around, things like that. Just pretend it's a dummy. Pretend it's a dummy in front of you. How could you possibly deal the most damage per second, you know, while using your ultimate? I think I made it pretty clear here. Like, what is the single thing that you really need to pay attention to before actually using your ultimate? Have I made it easy? It has something to do with your passive. Let's just say that. Okay, that's definitely really easy. But yeah, this is definitely still a test your knowledge, because this is a thing that not many people know. So it has to do with your passive and your ultimate. Like, what does it have to do with it? This is definitely understandable. So pause the video right now, put down a comment under the video. Boom. Easy kill. Easy peasy kill. See, this is also the power of Ignite. You can just ignite the enemy when you go into him. And it's especially powerful because when you use your ultimate, you basically finish off an enemy, right? Like, you're literally planning to finish off an enemy. So what the Ignite is going to do is not only it deals a lot of true damage, it also reduces healing from the enemy. And this is vital. This is absolutely important, because especially against a champion like Gragas, who has a passive that can heal him up, this is really amazing. And also in team fights, see, when you focus one target with your ultimate, by the way, I'm going to answer the question very soon about what you want to pay attention to. When you use your ultimate in a team fight, you really want to utilize your Ignite as well, just use your ignite on the enemy, because then they're not going to be able to heal up, thus allowing you to kill them way easier. So let me tell you the single thing that you really need to pay attention to, which could increase your damage per second dramatically, which has to do with your passive. So before casting your ultimate on an enemy, you know, before thinking like, I want to kill him, check out where your vital is on the enemy. See, if your vital is right in front of you, what you do instead of using your ultimate is hit the vital first with your first ability, right? Dash to the vital, and then you use your ultimate. See what this is gonna allow here, just like that. Did you see that? Did you see that? I'm gonna show you again. I'm gonna show you again. This was perfect. I'm gonna show you again. I literally just proved myself. Take a look. Just take a look. Take a close look at what I'm gonna do here. So I'm gonna use my ultimate here, but take a look at how I used my ultimate, okay? Just really pay attention. So the Gragas is right there. Look, there is a vital behind him. There's a vital behind him. I hit the vital, and right after hitting the vital, I use my ultimate. And look at this. I'm at 1 HP. If I hadn't done that, I would have died. Do you guys now see the importance of the tip that I just gave you? It's so funny that I just did it in the game. It literally proves my point. Before using your ultimate, like, you know, I see so many Fioras just rushing their ultimates. No, don't just rush your ultimate. Check out if you can hit a vital before your ultimate first, because it's going to increase your damage by a lot. You know, it's really going to surprise your enemy. So hit the vital and then immediately proc your ultimate so you can hit the vital from the same direction again, very easily. All right, that was nice. That was really nice. And by the way, guys, if you're enjoying this video, make sure you give it a like. It really helps the channel. Blah blah blah. You know the drill. The YouTuber drill. Subscribe. Blah, blah, blah. No one really cares about it, but I just say it anyways because, yeah, I just wasted 15 seconds of your time. I apologize. So okay, let's now talk about. Look at the what? Did you see how fast I did my ultimate? Wait, I want to show that again. Did you just look at how fast I did my ultimate? Look. Oh my god. What? Did you see that with the proto belt? These are the things that you can do on Fiora, but let me tell you that it's actually really hard to do that. I'm just pretty good at Fiora, but what I have to say about doing your ultimate like I did right there, practice. So if you really want to get good at Fiora, like really want to get good and do combos like that one, where you literally instantly proc your ultimate in like 1.5 seconds, go into practice mode, use it on dummies, and perfect it. Perfect your ultimate on the dummies. That's really what's going to help you. See, I didn't do it that way. I did it the hard way. I basically played over 150 games of Fiora, and before my first Fiora video, I played like 80 games of her just to get good enough at her. So I hope you kind of see the point of that Fiora is a really hard champion to play. So if you don't want to play like 100 games before getting good at her, as I said, I really recommend you to get into the practice tool and practice the ultimate combos. I also recommend you to watch my other Fiora videos. Here, I did it again. See that proto belt? Are you guys seeing the power of proto belt now? Ah. I didn't do it. What was I saying? Yeah, so I really recommend you to not only watch this video, but also my other Fiora videos, because I actually give so many tips. And what I do is I try to not give the same tips in every video, right? Like in one video, I really explain how to do laning. In the other video, I really explain how to use your second ability. In the other video, how to do combos. You know, you get the point. So you should, like, if you really want to learn a champion, don't think only one video is enough. Maybe you could also watch other content creators to see other perspective, right? Like Xcoundrel, Darkbreaker, Dianzio, It's Stewart for ADC videos. You know, there's a lot of amazing Wild Rift content creators out there that all make really nice videos. And, you know, if you feel like my videos are not good enough, or if you feel like I'm missing something, or even if you don't feel like it, you should also kind of watch videos from other content creators to also see their perspective of things, right? Because, for example, well, what example? Yeah, I mean, Dianzio and It's Stewart are both ADC mains. Like, I'm good at ADC, but these guys are literally ADC mains. They play ADC every single day, so they could potentially give you more insight on certain champions that they've played more than I have, right? So I really recommend you to watch videos from these reliable YouTubers that are really high rank, and Well, yeah, watch these videos from really reliable YouTubers that are high rank. See, this is also the reason that I put a lot of work into my videos personally. Like, people sometimes ask me like, man, come on, where is the Lee Sin video? Where is the Akali video? Where is the Yasuo video? Guys, let me tell you, before I make a Yasuo video, I'm probably gonna play 200 games of Yasuo. Yasuo is one of the hardest champions in the games, and if I make a video about a champion, I wanna be really good at the champion. Like, as I said, for the Fiora video, it took me like 80 games. For the Akali video, it took me like 100 games. For the Katarina video, it took me like, I think it was 60 games or something. You guys get the point, right? It takes a lot of games to get good at a champion. So that's how I also tell you about all these things, right? So now back to Fiora, right? Like, let's go back to Fiora. So what are the powers of Fiora and what are the weaknesses of Fiora? I talk about this in every single video. You have to understand the powers and the weaknesses of your champions. So the power of Fiora. Oh, my audio got corrupted. So wow, that's kind of awkward. So in the video that I made first time, my audio got corrupted right here. So I think I was talking about the powers of Fiora and then my audio got corrupted. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So I'm gonna continue there. It's kind of awkward, but so the powers are 1 versus 1s, taking towers, right? Like, she's super fast at taking towers, split pushing, and in team fights, what did I say the last time? In team fights, you're really good at like singling out a champion, right? Like, when you single out a champion, use your ignite, your ultimate, things like that. The enemies are really not going to be able to save that champion. But let's take a look at this. This is a weakness, what I'm doing right here. This is a weakness. Look. So even though I'm really fat, look at this, look at this. So let's talk about this right here. So even though I'm really fat in the game, I was in a 1 versus 3 situation, and in a situation like that, Fiora is useless. She's useless, right? Because you are a single target damage champion, and what was I gonna say? Like, in a situation like that, it's just unfavorable to you because 3 enemies are gonna hit you. You're not like a Darius, right? Like, when a Darius is in a 1 versus 3 situation, he can still use his ultimate, refresh his ultimate, and kill everyone, right? Like, there's champions that can actually still kill everyone. Jinx, for example, she can kill an enemy and get her passive. Gragas is still pretty strong because he has a lot of ability to do AoE damage. The point is, Fiora is not good against like a lot of enemies at the same time. You want to be in 1v1 situations. So, okay. Yeah, I should tell you when you could be in 1v1 situations. So in team fights, the way that you want to be in 1v1 situations is you don't want to be doing obvious things like, oh my god, just look at his damage. You don't want to be like the initiator and just make all the enemies hit you. You kind of want your tank to go in, and then you want to come out of the shadows and go for the enemy you want to go for. Like an enemy that could be an easy target, for example, the enemy ADC. And you kind of want to do this while the enemies are already busy fighting, right? And this is what makes you way stronger than normal. Like, if the enemy is already busy fighting and you just come out of the shadows and dive like super deep into their backline, that's where the true power of Fiora comes, guys. I really hope that I'm not going to repeat myself from what I said earlier in the video. Let me check the mic. It's still working. This is so awkward though, like the fact that my mic, because I just resetted my PC and I kind of had to change all my settings, so you know, there's still some stuff going on. And here I actually used my ultimate, but I didn't have energy, so I didn't pay attention to my energy. And energy is definitely a small problem, I would say, in the late game on Fiora. You definitely need to be paying attention to your energy, because spamming your abilities is going to cost a lot of energy, of course. So, oh yeah, about the ultimate. In the late game, the cooldown is incredibly low. Like when you get level 13 and fully upgrade your ultimate, and especially when you have the Death's Dance and the ability haste boots, which is the new thing that I'm doing, right, for myself. Your ultimate is going to be on like a 30-second cooldown, as you can see. 30 seconds. Like 30 seconds. How insane is that? That's such a low cooldown. Unfortunately, I was unable to kill the Olaf before him taking the dragon. But it's fine, right? Like, we can take the Baron now. They took the dragon, but who cares? We killed them after it, and we can take the Baron. I can also get a whole new item. I was talking about so many interesting things, though. So unfortunate that the stupid mic crashed. I kind of want to remember what it was, because it was so good. I think I already gave the tips. Yeah. I already told you about the tips on attacking dummies and practicing your ultimate. Yeah, it crashed after that. Yeah, that's good. Um, I just don't want to repeat myself. It's so awkward. Like this is so awkward when I'm doing right now because I don't know whether or not I'm repeating myself. So maybe I should talk about something else instead. So yeah, let's talk about me resetting my computer. So because there's only a few minutes left in the video anyways. Basically, I had a lot of issues with my computer, right? My internet was not working properly. My editing program was not working properly. So, oh, you just used this package. Let's take a look at this. Look at that damage. Just look at my damage at this point. Oh my god. What? Look at the damage. Yeah, so everything was not working properly. So I just did a full reset on my computer. I was like, screw it. I'm gonna reset it and see if it fixes it. Everything got fixed, but now I have to fix minor things, you know, that have some issues. And as you can see, I haven't fixed everything yet because the mic actually crashed in the middle of the video for some reason. But yeah, I need to fix that one because it's really annoying. It really ruins the video, not gonna lie. But instead of making the whole 30-minute video again, because it's like 4 AM right now, because I had to work on my computer for so long, you know, I just decided to just redo the last 5 minutes of the video right now because the game is ending, you know. And I really hope you don't mind that much. I'm sorry, you know, I know it's kind of stupid. It definitely took a hit on the quality of the video, which I really don't like. But it is what it is, right? You know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So let's take a look at how much damage I did and what rating I got and things like that. $28,000 damage. I did the most damage in this game. Look at this. Look at this. That's insane. That's insane. So thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.